Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Theo Roach. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. In today's discussion, I'll be talking. First of all, I want to say welcome back to my YouTube followers. Welcome to those who are here for the first time. I bring you greetings from my clinical practice. Again, as I was saying before, my name is Theo Roach, and I'm shooting home, as you can tell, from a home office. Can't go into the office, so I thought I would bring some information from a home office. So that's kind of the idea with that. But I want to spend some time talking about specifically for athletes, but not only for athletes, is more pertinent for life in general. But towards the gear audience, I want to say definitely the athletes that may be viewing this, or parents of athletes that may be viewing this for the first time. Definitely, I want to say it's important to really, 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 man, keep your goals and aspirations of your dreams. Obviously, the next YouTube episode, I'm going to talk about goal setting and things like that. But, today I want to spend some time talking about the importance of just dreaming big and maintaining your aspirations, even during this very difficult and unprecedented times. We've never seen anything like this before. But it's critically important to make sure that you, as the athlete who are looking to take things to the next level, keep things in perspective and definitely continue to dream, continue to have aspirations of playing on the big stage because time is not always going to be like this. Um, I know some of you may be disappointed, those of you who are seniors, whether it be high school seniors or collegiate seniors, may be disappointed because a lot of the graduation activities has been suspended, postponed indefinitely. And here I'm in North Carolina, by the way. So here in North Carolina, they just announced that. Well, they didn't just announce it; was late yesterday when they announced it, but they were announcing school closure until May 15th. But to be quite honest with you, I think it may go beyond that, if you will. So, and then you got school letting out for the summer. Um, Sometime the first full week in June. So that's kind of difficult of itself, man. But it is what it is. Is we got to remain positive despite the situation. Um, and definitely for you young athletes, or for you athletes in general, you got to continue to dream, man. Just because seasons hasn't been canceled, practices don't exist, it will soon happen. And so you got to be ready. You got to be able to rise to the occasion whenever that time comes. So that's why I say it's critically important, man, to maintain that competitive edge. Stay focused on where you want to go, your dreams and your aspirations, because essentially that's what's going to help you get there, putting in the work. You may have to be creative with your work. Matter of fact, last night I was having one of those nights where I couldn't sleep, and so I was on YouTube, not YouTube, but Twitter, and I was looking at some of the people who are in the industry of sports and athletics, and I just saw them being very creative in terms of how to keep their skills sharp, and that's the same thing that we have to do. We have to keep our skills sharp, even though things are down now. It won't always be that way. And you have to believe that. You can't allow the moment to really become bigger than your goals and your dreams. You have to be able to pursue, despite what you may be going through, or despite the emotional turmoil that we all are experiencing. And this situation is not just unique to me, just not unique to you, just not unique to your friends, but all of us. We're all in this boat together, man. So we gotta believe that. Um, And don't get discouraged or deterred from where you would like to be, because again, this situation that we're going through is short lived. The bad thing about it, and that's where your faith come in, not to get into a spiritual thing at all, but if we can't see something, we kind of get impatient. That's only human nature. But we have to be cognizant of the fact that, I'm gonna stay focused regardless. I know where the end result lies, and I'm gonna remain focused on that. And that's gonna help propel me to the next level. Um, Again, we have to be ready when that time comes, and obviously, that's critically important. Um, that's critically important. We have to maintain that sense of competitive edge. And for your athletes, whether it be just a prime example, it may be whether it be being a student of the game, increasing that particular part of your game by watching film over and over again. I know you may get sick and tired of TV, but nothing else is on. We're not able to see live TV in the sense of sports and that kind of thing. I'm a big ESPN guy, so that really hurts me specifically. But at the same time, if I was a athlete, active athlete, I'm a former athlete, but if I was an active athlete, I would, of course, that would be my opportunity to increase my film study, become more of a student of the game. And so that's my challenge to you. Read, pick up something to read. In fact, I have a lot of good things that, I would highly recommend. That's one book in particular. Um, it's called, what is it called? Um, it's by Tim Grover. I know that. Relentless is the title of it. It's by Tim Grover. Love that book. Love it. Love it. And I need to pick it up, obviously, again, especially in something like this. But it talks about maintaining and gaining that competitive edge. So that will help you separate you from the rest of your competition. As I was saying before, um, last night I was having one of those nights where I was on Twitter, and I saw like people in my industry doing like push-ups and sit-ups and practicing different skills that they use the most. Um, and that's my recommendation, or that's what I my challenge to you is to do that, because that's critically important, man. We got to stay ready and be ready whenever the time comes. My favorite thing, I will leave you guys by saying this. A couple things actually, but I will leave you all with this in mind. One, my coach would always tell me after our biggest game, probably one of the biggest game in my collegiate career, that I will never forget. I was a true freshman. We had just played Georgia Tech, and so they had an all ACC receiver returning back for his junior year. I think he opted to go to the NFL. I can't remember. Um, but he was lights out. He was outstanding. I mean, in every sense of the word. And there's me. So, all week long in preparation for that game, and all throughout practice, my coach would, say to me, hey, you got this guy coming up. You can make a name for yourself, and you need to be ready. These are the things that you do just by looking at film study and things like that. So I was all geeked and excited, right? Man, by the second half, I don't think the guy played the full quarter. He had over 200 something yards receiving, three touchdowns. He had a spectacular game. I'm sure I helped the stock rise. And I was on plenty of highlights as it related to when he was getting drafted. But so I say that all that to say that My coach told me after the game I was very disappointed, and to make a long story short, very hurt and disappointed. But my coach would came up to me and said that it's a, you know what he said. It's not as good as it seems, and it's not as bad as it seems. But somewhere along the line, reality falls, and that's so true. I take that same with me all the time. I think, it has a lot of meaning. At the time, I didn't quite, you know, appreciate it, obviously, because, I was still dealing with the emotional impact of behind, playing against this great guy. But, as an adult now, I look back over that experience, and those were, I echo those words significantly about, it's not as good as it seems, and it's not as bad as it seems, but somewhere along the line, reality falls. And one other thing, my defense coordinator um, would always tell us as defensive backs, um, especially when we face with adversity. And you'll hear this again, I'm sure, because this is one thing that I constantly live by, even now as an adult. In the workplace. No longer athlete, obviously, but when you're faced with diversity, man, you got to fight the fight. You just can't like lay down and just let allow someone to kind of walk all over you and just kind of accept it. So you got to be prepared. You got to fight the fight, and I think that's critically important. So again, I say, you know, stay encouraged, keep your dreams and aspirations at a high level. Don't allow that to diminish just because we in the turmoil that we're faced with as a nation. I'm sure that will soon improve. It will become better. And definitely, man, feel free to give me a call, send me a direct message via inbox. And definitely hit the subscribe button so you'll be made aware, or be notified of when I release various information. Again, I'm a licensed therapist, licensed mental health therapist, so therefore I'm licensed in several states. But definitely I can relate on many different levels, not from a just from a psychiatrist standpoint, but also from an athletic standpoint as well. In fact, that's one of the areas I focus on the most. But again, hit the subscribe button, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care. Stay positive.